All right, day 17 of 31 days of horror slash 31 days of Halloween, and we finally made our way into the 1980s, which is considered by a lot of hardcore horror fans to be the absolute best decade ever. Now, me personally, I still think the 70s were the best decade for the genre, but there's still plenty of great stuff in the 1980s. Today is not one of those movies. It's a pretty forgettable, pretty standard, pretty basic, pretty unremarkable little slasher opus from 1981 called Nightmare. And Nightmare, despite having one of the most generic names in the history of anything, it's not a very eventful movie. What it tries to do is it tries to be one of those films where there's a lot of blood and gore, but they're trying to like justify it by adding in like a bunch of red herrings and trying to turn it into like a pseudo thriller and trying to give the serial killer some sort of quasi logical background. So basically, instead of giving you just, 90 minutes of straight out debauchery and degenerate cinema and special effects like you actually want to watch, I mean, you get some sort of, splices here and there of some good old fashioned Grand Guignol entertainment, but the rest is just really boring, talky, false narrative, character building stuff, and not a big fan of it. Now, the thing about Nightmare, and it's a very, very unremarkable movie in pretty much every way imaginable, is that probably the most interesting thing about the movie itself, outside the fact that it was categorized as video nasty in the UK, was that Tom Savini, I believe, threatened to actually sue the director because what had happened was the director like called him up to ask for advice on some of the special effects, and Savini said, "All right, well, I'll give you some ideas." So when the movie came out, obviously directors wanted to capitalize on Savini's success from Friday the 13th and Dawn of the Dead. So the movie comes out, and on the poster it says, "From the man who brought you Dawn of the Dead," and Friday the 13th, Tom Savini. When basically all he did was like talk to the director once, and he was listed as like the main special effects guy. So that's a pretty hilarious little side story. And really, that's more entertaining than the movie itself. It's just a really, really by the numbers story. You've got this family, they're on vacation, and it's really, really painfully 80s, and there's someone who keeps like calling them with, harassing phone calls. And there's a part where the kids, play a prank on their parents where they pretend they're dead. And eventually the killer goes on a killing spree and he tries to kill the family and he gets killed. And then you get the big exposition on why he went around doing all his evil, wacky stuff. And it is incredibly, incredibly underwhelming. It's just a bad movie all the way around. Completely just dry, no personality whatsoever. As soon as it's over, you totally forget what happened. In fact, I'm struggling right now to recall what the movie is actually about, and I watched it like a couple of days ago. So there's that. So yeah, not a good horror film whatsoever, but some special effects are good, and if you have it just on as like passive background entertainment while you're like riding a grocery list or something, it's doable. Get you a pizza and watch it. You can, but you're not going to really enjoy it more than what you have is that little 90-minute sliver of instant gratification. So I'm going to give this one a grand total of 2 Reese's Pieces cups out of 4 with a little ghost emblem on them. And tomorrow we continue. I actually forgot what we're going to watch tomorrow. I forgot what's on the schedule. Oh wait, oh I do know. It's actually a pretty good little movie that's completely underrated that nobody ever talks about. So stick around for that one. It's a good one from 1982, I believe. Nightmare. Yeah, you can skip it. Actually, you probably should skip it.